Well. We are getting there eventually.
Cross to Winchester, who takes us into the Charlton half, drives on, crashes though into George Dobson, and then Gunter clears. Burstow's on the break, down the left-hand side. Mattetti's gone with him, tackles him. Bit of naivety, I think, there from Burstow. And Mattetti plays it inside to Evans now. Who takes us into the Evans
and that just
across
shows
the
you what
circuit.
Mattetti brings to the team.
Yeah. Here's Broadhead, wide on the left in front of Johnny Jackson. Ball just tapped out by Giassimi. It's going to be
right. Eventually, we're back.
To Sunderland.
The internet's decided to pack up.
Throws it back to Jamajli.
So
inside to
now back
Bailey
up
Wright,
and running, which is
right
good.
Forwards now to Pritchard, under pressure from Dobson, who's chasing all over here, trying to get the ball back from Sirkin, who turns it back to Jamajli. Through to Mattetti. Mattetti
now across on the right to Winchester now. Up to the halfway line. And just checks in front of Burstow. Plays it back inside to Mattetti. He's giving the ball away to Dobson. And it's swept on now. Picked up by Giassimi. And a second for Newcastle from Fabian Scher. So Newcastle 2, Brighton 0.
Giassimi's down hurt. His shin.
Has taken a little bit of a knock as well, hasn't he?
And so stopped here in the 12th minute.
In the 12th minute, Charlton 0,
Sunderland
0.
Referee just
bent over Giassimi. He's not allowing treatment. Giassimi gets to his feet.
Charlton players come across for
refreshments.
And it'll be a drop
ball.
Jamajli
just walking back from the referee for a few of the Charlton stranglers to come back from the touchline and drop to Jamajli's feet. And he swings us up through the middle, looking for Stewart, who gets his head on it, comes down to his feet, trying to find Broadhead, trying to stab at the second attempt, but eventually came off a defender, so it's behind for a corner.
Ross Stewart, and all Broadhead's thinking about is gambling and picking the pieces up.
Yeah, all Broadhead was thinking about was gambling and picking the pieces up. Stewart did well, 2 or 3 defenders around him, failed to clear it. You can hear the frustration of the Charlton supporters behind us with their players not clearing. Second corner of the game for Sunderland from the left-hand side. This time Pritchard to take it again. It looked to break through the front of a penalty spot. Broadhead's on the goalkeeper. It comes towards the 4 post. It's headed out though by Stockley. The whistle's blown, and that'll be a free kick to Charlton Athletic. So it remains 0-0. And we've nearly played 13 minutes here at the Valley.
Gunter just chipping the ball back to McGillivray for the
McGillivray for the free kick.
Here
the Sunderland fans away to our right. Home to Fleetwood on Tuesday night. Then Crewe at home next Saturday as Winchester picks up the ball here on the right hand side. When McGillivray's cleared back to Patterson, closed down by Burstow, but calmly he hooks the ball away back into the Charlton half. It's Stewart now trying to get the better of Pearce, but Pearce turns it out for a throw. Done well Patterson there, nice and calm. Didn't let Burstow unsettle him on his shoulder. So Gooch with the throw for Sunderland, for Mattetti. Mattetti now holds off Elliot Lee, comes back into the centre circle to Jamajli. He turns it back to Mattetti, who calmly plays it back to right and forwards to Winchester. Winchester on halfway line now, back to Bailey Wright now, and right across it to Jamajli. And Jamajli looking for the run, and Stewart and Evans, and comes to the goalkeeper. Neil Thompson needs 3 wins really next 3 games. Absolutely correct, Neil. Absolutely correct. But plays it wide now to on the touchline to Purrington, but eventually out for a throw to Charlton, which Purrington will leave here for Chris Gunter to take. And
the
32-year-old
just a few yards
inside the Sunderland half. Nearly 15 minutes played, 0-0. Lee back to Gunter. Forwards then looking for Stockley. Nods it down for Burstow. Pulls it right back in the centre of Fraser. Is offside position now, Burstow. Flag is up anyway, straight away, and that will be a free kick to Sunderland. Patterson.
Too strong. Here is Sirkin.
Looking for Stewart. Run down the left. Pearce goes with him. Offside.
Free kick
again to Charlton. Plymouth 1, Morecambe 0.
Plymouth, of course, we've got those couple of games in hand over.
It's not settled yet, Neil. It's not settled. But we're not doing too bad. Not doing too bad.
3 points, in fact.
Got 3 points we need to do.
As Bailey Wright
heads this up to the halfway line. Broadhead chested back to Pritchard. Back to Broadhead, controls it neatly and flicks it to Sirkin. Sirkin now on the left here, back to Jamajli. And Jamajli through the Mateti. Mateti under pressure from Fraser, back to right. And then right kick. Looking for the runner, Pritchard. Flag down. Pritchard down the left here, down the penalty area. Now trying to cut past Chiafsini. Looked like he was fouled, but the referee shakes his head. A really annoyance of the Sunderland fans. Pritchard picks himself up, and now Burstow on the break. And Winchester's going to get there. At least on the break, Winchester's going to get across in front of him. Burstow waiting in the centre. But Winchester get it back to Patterson. He plays it out to Jamajli here. Now to Evans. Forwards to Pritchard. Little flick around, and that was a foul by Lavelle. And he flicked it round Lavelle. He was about to sprint away into the Charlton half, and Lavelle pushed him over. And it'll be a yellow card for Lavelle. Yeah, just turned round his player as Gateside have taken the lead against Kidderminster.
About that, to be honest. Referee speaking to him. Sam Lavelle signed from Morecambe in the summer. Yellow card.
Hello there, the mad moderator. Nice to watch. Nice to see you. 0-0, the 18th minute. Hi, DJ and Gang.
Johnny Jackson's
demanding that the ball be moved back. Big smile on the face of Alex Pritchard.
Places the ball back on the halfway line, basically.
He places the ball back on the halfway line, basically. And having a conversation with his own bench now, saying Patterson should come out and take the free kick. And general agreement, out comes Patterson up to the halfway line, on the left here, just a few yards from the touch to take the free kick.
Set it up himself, really.
Turns it
away. Not the greatest of free kicks, but does reach Gooch. More by accident than design. And Gooch now crosses. Sirkin at the far post heads it down and is put behind from the post by the keeper for another corner to Sunderland.
Yeah, just going back to Patterson's free kick there, he should have just set it up himself. You know, it was.
So another corner for Sunderland.
Yeah, and Patterson kicked it. And. Well, as it turned out, it leads to a corner.
It leads to a corner, though. Fortunate.
There could have been worse.
There could have been worse outcomes for that. So Pritchard with his third corner from the left-hand side here now. Away to our left. Hangs in the air for the moment. Stewart's header's just down past the post. The goalkeeper was stranded. If that had been an inch or two to the left, that would have been in.
Yeah, and he knows it as well.
He knows it as well. Should have done better.
That was an opportunity.
That was an opportunity.
Didn't get enough contact.
Didn't get enough contact on that at all.
Charlton,
of course, finished 7th last season. Currently 16th at the moment.
I'm waiting for this
goal kick from
McGillivray over the left
of the players.
Kick
just up into the Sunderland half, headed forwards now by Wright. Stewart along the end of it. Dobson whips it off him, back to Pearce, or Lavelle. Lavelle gets it back again, hooks it in the air, looking for Stockley, headed away to Bairstow. Headed away now by Wright, and now Evans finds Stewart. Stewart now controls it, rolls it to Pritchard, pushing it through, looking for Sirkin. Jayashimi comes back and turns it out for a throw to Sunderland. Good play by Sunderland, really good play.
Jayashimi picking himself up from the challenge, Sirkin getting across to take the throw for Sunderland. 21st minute, almost halfway through the first half. They've been probing, prodding Charlton. Here's Sirkin again, blocked by Dobson, played inside the giant.
This game's not looking good for Charlton, but
and now Winchester forwards to Gooch.
A lot of jet up, forward to Gooch on this right hand side, and this Charlton half whips the ball off his feet, turns it back to Kuntu, drives it forward again to Bairstow, comes down off him though. Evans back to Wright. Now Jamajli and Sirkin on the left. Sirkin inside to Mateti and the Charlton half. Mateti looks for Broadhead. Broadhead, oh, it's just whipped him off by Gunter, just inside the penalty area for a throw in the corner. Good luck, link up play again. Cheltenham 1, Doncaster 0. Crew nil, Wickham 1. 0-0 here. Gooch to Broadhead, back to Gooch, inside to Pritchard. Pritchard rolls it into the penalty area, but straight to Pearce, who clears into Stockley, and he's caught by Evans.
To Charlton inside the Charlton half. There's Wigan 1, Wimbledon 0. 0-0 here at the Valley.
I'm just having some technical difficulties here, but we're getting back up and running. We're back up and running. We are back up and running. Mateti now out to Gooch on the right hand side, inside the Charlton half, 24th minute here. Gooch getting away from Lee, back to Winchester, and back again to Bailey Wright. Right into the centre circle. Forwards to Broadhead, lays it off to Sirkin. Sirkin now looking for the run of Pritchard. And Sirkin comes down to take this for Sunderland in the yellow and blue. And Sirkin started by Jayasima for another throw to Sunderland. So struck me, I wonder how many Charlton fans think tribute to Ukraine. Here's Matete, out to Gooch on the right hand side, inside to Winchester, taps it back out to Winchester on the right. He gets on his head on it and gets on just wide, Not by much. He's taken a knock. So Pete Bransby's on his own, been out treatment. But I wonder if he's Stewart's going to get injured at some point. He's that type of player. Pritchard down with him. Ross Stewart, who's just lying down on the 6-yard line at the moment. First 25 minutes of this game, Sunderland have dominated this game. Patterson's not really had anything to do at all.
The game down.
They haven't really done anything Charlton whatsoever. Well, Charlton have only scored 2 goals in the last 5. They've not scored in the last 3, and you can sort of see why, the way they're playing. But as you say, there's a danger they're going to score at some point. They've started on the front foot, Sunderland, without a shadow of a doubt, but what we need is a goal. But Stewart's back up on his feet, and it's just flexing his right shoulder when the thumbs up from him to the bench, and a goal kick for Charlton. Craig McGillivray there, 29 years old, to take the kick. The players across the far side. Stewart waiting to come back on, and now he does. And the ball headed on by Evans. Lavelle nods it back to... Oh, he's nodded it back past his keeper for a corner to Sunderland. There's a sort of nervousness now about the Charlton area. Now, that was a bad mistake by Charlton. But we're going to punish them here. Pritchard now strolling down to the corner to take the corner kick. And I don't know what Charlton was playing there. Portsmouth 2, Accrington 0. Charlton away at Accrington next weekend as Pritchard places the ball in the corner. We're going to get on the end of these set pieces. And Stewart, his last 2 attempts have been either side of the post. Maybe he can put one in the middle, between the posts. Now, as Pritchard with a low, that's not a very good corner, that wasn't a very good corner by Pritchard. It didn't even clear the first man, and cleared away for a throw to Sunderland. To Lyndon Gooch to Twicke in the 28th minute now. Charlton in, Sunderland 0. Mad, you should not be able to hear the SAFC Newcastle one of them days. You should not be able to hear the commentary from BBC Radio Newcastle now. Down the touchline now we are with Charlton. Throw to Charlton and Athletic. 0-0. Just about 28 minutes played. And this grey afternoon is South East London. A throw down the line from Gunter, headed by Winchester. A foot in there by Evans. Breaks for Pritchard. He's surrounded by 4 Charlton players, but gets the ball out to Gooch. And Gooch now takes this on and past Gunter. Crosses, looking for Sirkin. Headed behind now for another corner for Sunderland. We need to make these count. We need to make these corners count. Pritchard again having to come across to the left-hand side for the 5th corner. Coming up to the half-hour mark. Again, Broadhead to the 6-yard box. Rest of the players line up, excuse me. Mattetti at the back of the penalty area. And there's a bit of pushing and shoving. The referee's just blowing, he's having a word. We've got Stewart, Jamajli, Wright and Winchester in the line. And then, as I say, Broadhead in the 6-yard box. Gooch in there as well. As Pritchard then from the left towards the far post, and up goes Stewart, and it's gone wide again. So Stewart's had 3 opportunities, had 3 headers, left and right, anywhere towards the goal, but he's now missed the target, Stewart. gone the wrong side of the post 3 times with Stewart. So another goal kick and another chance goes missing. Yeah, cheers, Mad Moderator. I was just getting the hang of this new OBS, and I had the desktop commentary on, which I don't need. But Broadhead trying to get the end in. Out comes to Dixon, out looking for the run of Burstow. Cross comes Jamajli with him, and Burstow down into the corner of the 18-yard, and shows too much to Winchester. Inside to Jamajli, and now here's Jamajli again, and finds Evans, and pushes it out to Stewart in the centre circle, who lays it off immediately to Sirkin. Up to the halfway line on the left. He plays it back to Jamajli, and Jamajli back to Bailey Wright. Bailey Wright forwards now to Broadhead. Broadhead leading to the halfway line. Behind to Winchester. Inside to Matete. Back to Winchester. Matete again. And Matete here to Majli. Jamajli back to Wright. And Wright onto the halfway line now. Broadhead. Funky Fredo. It's 0-0. Welcome to the chat. Nice ball through here to Broadhead. No, low ball across the face of Stewart, but just couldn't get there. Pritchard runs it to the left and plays it back here to Sirkin. Sirkin to Pritchard, who's tackled by Giles Seamy for a throw to Sunderland. Don't forget, any new people coming into the chat, if you can hit the subscribe button, please, and click the thumbs up. I'd much appreciate it. Thank you. Rotherham 1, MK Dons 0. Rotherham marching on to the championship, it seems. And here now is Jamajli out to Sirkin. Tries to cross, blocked by Dobson, won by Pritchard. Broadhead takes it right to left, and he's chopped down and he's brought down, and that's going to be a free kick. Excellent play, excellent feat by Broadhead. Just confused George Dobson at that switch of the ball from right to left, and that is brought down just a yard or so outside the penalty area, just the left of the D. And Pritchard will fancy this. Just so Sunderland have a free kick. Bolton have taken the lead somewhere. Gillingham. Lincoln 1, Sheffield Wednesday 1. 33rd minute then. Pritchard with his free kick. It's been in fine form of late with his free kicks. He's having a word with the referee, as was Matete, and presuming about the distance the wall is back. Trying to insist that it's not 10 yards back. He wants it further. All the referee has to do is just measure it out. Evans is assisting as well. And he's moving to move at the moment. And Matete, you don't want to be talking yourself into a yellow card. Mate, just walk away. We've got a free kick, just leave it at that. Which he does. And Pritchard left to it, and the wall hasn't moved. And the referee's made unmoved, and it's a good free kick tipped over by McGivery, and that would be another corner for Sunderland. So it would have tipped under the bar, but it was too near the keeper. Just tipped over, and still 0-0. Another corner for Sunderland. From the left again. Hint of rain now. We've got to get this on target. Let's get a good corner in. Pritchard now, look to Stewart. In it comes, and it's straight to the goalkeeper. And ironic cheers goes up for Charlton. Everyone rushes back out. And Mick Delivery keeps hold of the ball at the moment. Everybody's upfield as a pigeon on the pitch. Strolling about. Catch the pigeon. Catch the pigeon. Catch the pigeon. Just to the left of the centre circle at the moment. It's completely unmoved by all what's going on. But the goal kicks up ball up through the centre. Stopley gets his head on it. Straight back to Patterson. We need to get a goal. Oxford 2, Burton 0. So we arrived, there was a huge gaggle of pigeons on the pitch apparently. I don't know whether they're after the grass seed or whatever, but we're getting invaded by pigeons on the pitch. And headed away by Pearce. Matete onto Stewart, but it's rolled into the path of Corrington. Who kicks back up into the Sunderland half, and Wright plays it off. Bairstow for a throw to Sunderland in this far side. Pigeon flies off. Winchester will take the throw just back inside the Sunderland half on the right hand side. 0-0 down the line. Getting his head on it was Porrington. It's gone out for a throw to Charlton this time. These red shirts and white shorts onto Stockley. A little flick up, but the back of his boot wins a free kick. But put a push. Winchester's having a word with him, and there's a bit of a pushing and shoving. Elliot Lee has gone in and pushed Winchester away from Stockley. The referee wants a word with Winchester, I assume. As Gateshead now lead Kidderminster by 2-0. They're going great guns. Oh, little Gateshead, little team I do follow. Anthony back, and he's waved them back. We have no play at the moment now as Winchester finally comes out and walks up to the referee. Evans is on his shoulder. The referee just ushers Evans away. He's having a word with Winchester. I don't think he's going to boo him. Lee comes across carrying the ball here. And the referee will speak to the pair of them. Pritchard creeps up to have an ear on the conversation. Alex Neil, I was below having a word now with the fourth official, Darren Blunden. Winchester and Lee escape further punishment. And Lee across the far side to take a free kick for Charlton. 37th minute. This free kick for Charlton just in from touch on the left and halfway inside the Sunderland half. Got to concentrate here, Sunderland at the back. A line on the 18-yard line. One on the wall. And Leeds swings it into the penalty area looking for Stockley. And he's got his head on it, but puts it well wide. And that will be a goal kick to Sunderland. Well, Charlton is certainly nothing at all to be worried about with Charlton. And the mad moderator is Defoe Crocked. I just don't think he's good enough at... I just think he's past it. I just don't think Alex Neil sees anything in him. I just think it's been a shame. We've chased a dead chicken at the minute. I would have been better off getting a big defender or something. I think we've concentrated too much getting Defoe. I just don't think he's up to it, which is natural. But if he's not even making the subs bench at Division 1, well, there's someone not right, is there? As the rainfall apparently hards as the ball comes out for a throw to Sunderland on the right from Patterson's goal kick. Winchester to take the throw on the far side. Just back inside the Sunderland half. Tying the line of goal. Stewart a little flick inside, but his head just flicked past Pritchard. Comes to Jayasimi, and he swings it up through the middle. Stockley goes down. Up goes Broadhead, and halfway comes down off him for Stewart, who hooks it up for Jayasimi to head away again. And then Lee has come back from right to knock back up into the Charlton half. Back onto the head of Jamajli, who now... Lee is Fraser. Fraser now. Back to Dobson behind him. Jayasimi, Stockley, and Fraser again, but a tackle by Pritchard to Evans, looking for Stewart. Lamel cuts in and gets the ball to Dobson. Leads it for Gunter, and now the far side to Porrington. Back to Gunter, who stumbles over the ball, and Pritchard waiting to make capital, but it comes back off the Welshman to the goalkeeper, McDelivery. He kicks it out now. Oxford 3, Burton 0, so the teams around us are doing their job. Porrington now keeps it in for Charlton, but the chasing back is Gooch. Porrington gets the better of him on the goal line, and then Gooch has to get back to his feet, and Winchester's won it back. Oh, and a wild challenge. A wild challenge there, and that's a free kick. That's a booking for Charlton Athletic. That will be a yellow card for Lee. The referee's got his hands towards his pocket. He's called Lee back. The Sunderland fans are chanting off, but he's not going to get a red card for that. Gooch being helped to his feet by Bailey Wright. And the 40th minute here It's 0-0 still. It's going to be a yellow card. Good recovery from Winchester. Elliot Lee's boot for Charlton Athletic. Not really been many clear open chances for either side. Sunderland have had the better player, but they've not really tested the keeper. As we have a free kick now. 5 minutes till half time. The players a narrow corridor just inside the Charlton half. Patterson's kick up onto the head of Stewart, and then Pearce heads it out. Headed, no chances. Hello, Anthem Ackerman, he says. The mad moderator, he's going to enjoy retirement. Ha ha ha. Pritchard side just inside. Evans making a run. Sirkin now. Eventually, well, who's he going to find? He's going to find Pritchard. Pritchard now tries to see me behind him. Finds Sirkin. He comes back off Jai Simi and just runs straight into Dobson in the corner of the penalty area. Pritchard trying to get his feet on it. And then Fraser brings it out away to the right-hand side for Charlton. Plays it straight to Sirkin. And Sirkin now, nice feet, gets it through, but Dobson whips it off him and turns it away onto the chest of Evans, who can't control it, and that's gone for a throw to Johnny Jackson. Well, Sunderland have had chances, definitely. 42nd minute now. Throw from Lavelle. Headed away by Jamajli. Stockley squeezed between Jamajli and Sirkin. There, Stockley's going to pick himself up. Purrington to Burstow. Back to Purrington. Crashes into Pritchard. The ball breaks though to Fraser and out to Jayasimi on this right hand side. Gets in the cross and it's just gone past everybody's heads. And Gooch will run over to clear it downfield. Drives it downfield, right wing. So looking for Broadhead. He's got Stewart in the middle. If he can bring this down, nice little flick on, trying to get Pearce, but Pearce does well and he knocks it out for a throw to Sunderland. Yeah, different class Broadhead. Different class. And now a throw now what Gooch will take for Sunderland. On the far side, let's get a goal before half time. Come on, 43rd minute. But still 0-0. To Pritchard now. Back to Gooch, who's going to be crowded out here and is dispossessed. And Charlton will clear. The league clears. It's only 4 now to Winchester. Evans now to Pritchard to the touchline. It was fouled by Dobson, and that will be a free kick. And a free kick again to Sunderland in the foot of the Alan Kirbishley stand. Yeah, Alex Neil will be disappointed that we've not taken the lead here. They're a poor side, Charlton. This is where Sunderland need to be ruthless here. Definitely need to be ruthless. Got a free kick. It's going to be swung in on the right touchline, halfway inside the Charlton half. There's no way there's going to be a shot here. It's going to have to be a good ball into the box. Pritchard's going to take it. Everybody lined up in the 18-yard line, apart from Evans. It's just out in midfield. And Pritchard then, briefly, his right arm goes up. The ball comes in and it's headed away. And headed away again by Charlton right across to the side of the pitch. And that will be a throw-in to Sunderland, right at the opposite end of the ground. So Sirkin will come to take it in the 44th minute now. Sirkin then 20 yards from the corner, but it's been dispossessed. Playing Diasemi and the played it away straight to Jamajli. And over the top now for Bairstow. Tries to nod it on past Winchester. Winchester turns it away and plays it back to Jamajli. Jamajli flicks it down the touchline and Charlton's going to get a throw in a dangerous position here. It's looking like it's going to be 0-0 at half time. Charlton with a quick break there. So Jayasimi now will take this throw for Charlton to Fraser. Back to Jayasimi. Back to Fraser. Fraser gets in, curls the ball into the penalty area, edge of the box. Evans heads it up. Stockley heads it down. Porrington down into the bottom corner of the penalty area. Gooch on his shoulders back into the corner, and Porrington on the touchline. In fact, he's taken the ball out off of Gooch. Quick throw. Finds Lee on the left touchline, and Lee swings it in the ball. Stockley heads it wide, an inch wide of the foot of the post. As I say, split second, that's all we need. Stockley was there and he nearly scored for Charlton. So it's still 0-0 and we're into added time. 2 minutes added time. Sunderland could have been punished then, but they haven't, and it's a goal kick. Into those 2 minutes now. Now the ball floats up into the head of Pearce, back to Stockley, and it's half time. It's at James's Park. Newcastle lead Brighton by 2-0. Is Lee on the left for Charlton. They're finishing the half strongest here. Charlton down the touchline, gets past two of his players. He's in the 18-yard area now, gets in the penalty area, and it's blocked, and it's behind for a corner. Charlton definitely got the tails up. Their first corner of the game, and what a time to get it. Are Charlton going to nick a goal here? And suddenly, in added time, Sunderland under pressure for the first time. It's the first time I've really heard the Charlton fans, to be honest with you. Elliot Lee is going to take the corner from the left. We've got 1 minute of the minimum 2 left. This is where we've got to make sure we go in at 0-0. We can't give a goal away just before half time. No free headers. Lead with a corner behind the big scoreboard. It's swung in here and powerful header out by Stewart. The whistle's gone anywhere. So it's a free kick to Sunderland. Pushing, I think that was. And the referee's saying. So I think that will be that, and I think that will be the half-time whistle. Patterson with just 20 seconds or so left of that minimum of 2 minutes. Once the goalkeepers took the free kick, I think that will be half-time. The players on the far side between the centre circle and the touchline. And that's going to be half-time, and the players will go off, and it's 0-0. Sunderland really have dominated this game. But so, it's gone 0-0 at the moment. Oh, man. So, we've dominated that game. We need that killer instinct. We need that killer instinct of goal up front. So, we'll have a look on social media and see what some of the Sunderland fans are saying from that first half performance. So, we're out of the playoffs as things stand. We definitely need to be a bit more Apparently it's Jermaine Defoe's hamstring. So there we go, there we go. Back in a second, it's John going to the toilet. So, 0-0-0-0. Man of the world, not good enough. We have dominated and should be winning. Players should get a half-time rollicking. Yes, we need to start putting these chances away, don't we? Yeah, a big game in Division 2. Charlton, Oldham against Carlisle United. Oldham are 1-0 up. That's a bottom of the table sort of battle, that. Big lead so far for Oldham Athletic. So looking at the league table, we are currently 7th. We've slipped a place down. That's because Wickham are winning. Let's look at some of the more comments from the Sunderland pages. Done everything but score. Never going to finish mid-table at this rate. Evans is horrendous. Well, it's a lovely, lovely sunny day. Having a break now. It's half time. Yeah, just looking at the stats. Ball possession 63%. It's all red. It's all Sunderland's. We should really, really smash these. A lot of people on social media saying how stop complaining, let's get behind the team. Clean sheet and still everything to play for. We are actually playing well. We just need to finish our chances. How are you doodling? How's tricks? How's tricks? How's tricks? Da 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 da. Yeah, he was all right there, Mad Mackham. The game's a bit meh. I think we all knew Newcastle were going to stay up as well with the way they're going. It was inevitable, but yep. So Newcastle leading 2-0. I want to know how the hell Plymouth have got 2 games in hand. And Portsmouth. Well, hopefully we'll get our new... The owners will sort everything out next season if we do stay in this division. If something needs to be sorted out. Definitely needs sorted out for next season. I shouldn't have had this carry on really to begin with Salmon Pants and that still having a majority shareholders and stuff. It should have been done and dusted at the beginning of this season instead of fucking about. Only got ourselves to blame from upstairs, you know, the way they've been running the club. What do you expect? Mickey Mouse running the club upstairs. So, Sunderland are out, Charlton are out, getting ready for the second half. Sunderland need to win this if they need to get back into the playoff positions, because at the moment we're 7th on 60 points. Wickham are ahead on by 1 point on 61. So 0-0. Start of the second half. Charlton pretty much on the halfway line. It finally does, and Charlton have to kick off. Ball played back into the centre circle, effectively to Lavelle, who pumps it away down the left for Charlton, but one back by Stewart here to Matete, to Pritchard, and he tried to get it away down the right to Gooch, a block, and it's a throw to Sunderland on halfway, on the right hand side. with Winchester will take the throw in for Sunderland. Hopefully the supporters can suck the ball into the back of the net. The 3,000 and made the travel down south. And here's Wright. Hi DJ Earth, just got in from Graft. How you doing, mate? DJ Dave, should I say? Hello Dave, how are you doing? We're on top, to be quite honest with you, Dave. We're on top, but we need to make our chances count. But we're not doing too bad. We've not conceded. Away the lads, says Ant Damakam. And this free kick just left off the centre circle. Pierce, the Charlton captain, will take the free kick. Pritchard standing will allow walking back 10 yards to the back of the centre circle and beyond. And Pierce swings the ball towards the right corner of the penalty area, looking for Stockley, surprise, surprise. And it's Serkin who hooks it away back into the centre circle. And Pierce puts a nothing up and under for Jamajli to head out into the central. Broadhead finds Pritchard back onto the feet of Broadhead. He's quick with his feet and plays it out to Gooch on the right hand side, who switches it back across to the left hand side. A great ball looking for the run of Serkin, but Jail Simi turns out away and off and throw in to Sunderland in the far side. Into the 3rd minute of the second half, 0-0. Here, still at the Valley. The throw taken, drops from Serkins to Jamajli and back to Serkin. Too easy, Charlton are getting the ball back here, and it rolls out, but it's an injury here to Pritchard. He's rubbing his shins here, I think. I think someone's just clipped him. So we've got to stop a chase. Pritchard's down. Oh, he's getting back up on his feet, and I think he's just had a little knock. I think he's alright. Just hobbling back up now. Oh, well, let's get this goal. Let's get a goal. That's twice now. There's another Sunderland player down at the moment. Player got underway and again it stopped within 2 seconds, and Jamajli is down. He's alright though. As the Sunderland fans now making their voices heard. As the referees got amongst the players on the far side. Stockley's back on his feet. And Jamajli's wanted a word from the assistant on the far side. Strolls away and Patterson's come out to take the free kick. That's going to be a throw. Saulus Hoblu leads to a throw which Serkin will take on halfway in the left hand side. Looking for Stewart, who managed to turn it back inside, but Dobson heads it clear. Mattetti pushes it on again. Here, cleared away by Pierce out the right wing, and Serkin battling with Fraser and second time, and Dice seem trying to get it away, and then Pritchard on it and binds the ball and plays it down the left, and Broadhead flag stays down, chases down the left hand side of the penalty area, checks, tries to come round Pierce onto his right, and shot blocked by Gunter and out to Giant Simi, and he will swings it away down the right into touch, and another roar from the Sunderland fan goes up. Great feat by Broadhead again. He's Matete battling with Stockley, trips him up on halfway, free kick to Charlton, right halfway between the centre circle touchline. Dobson will leave this for Lavelle. Pushes it on a few yards to Fraser, back to Lavelle, forward to Dobson, and then out wide on the right hand side as the ball with Charlton up towards Stockley, in, and Berdindan Gooch whipped in front of Stockley, and Stockley couldn't steer the ball past Patterson. He's now got it for the kick on the 53rd first minute. Here, live with DJ Earth. Charlton Athletic 0, Sunderland 0. It's now Newcastle 2, Brighton 1 at St James's Park. Pearce in the air. Matete now battles with Lee, and both in the end lose out. And it comes to Stewart and call for handball. Nothing from the referee. Pritchard now trying to get through the centre. He's got on the overlap Sirkin. Sirkin, low shot. Oh, cut off the line by Gunter. It was past the keeper. It was heading for the open net, and Gunter manages to get back and get a right foot and clear it off the line from Sirkin. And here comes Pritchard again to the goal line, pulls it back to the legs of her defender, and a slip by Stewart, and Charlton able to get the ball clear. Sunderland now pressing really, really well at the moment. Now we're down the right. Gooch now, no shot, straight at the goalkeeper. A closer Sunderland have come now from a goal for Sunderland there at the Valley. We're showing signs though. Is there a goal coming? Good opportunity. But there's still a good chance though. Gunter did well to get that, get his foot wrapped round it. They are defending well. Charlton still 0-0. The ball up towards Stockley from the goal kick, and then won by Dobson, and then he lays it off to Lavelle. The referee's given Charlton an advantage. Out to Jais Simi. It's tackled on the far side by Sirkin. Slides in on Lavelle, comes on the Charlton player, and get in there, another throw from Sunderland. This and their own half. Out comes Jamajli now to take the throw for Sunderland down the line. Hooked on by Stewart, looking for Pritchard, but he's not going to get there. Chase back though for Lavelle, and puts it back to the goalkeeper, who launches it forward to Pearce. We've got it back to McGillivray, up into the centre circle now here, but Charlton battling well and picked up by Frazier to Lee. Matete and Gooch going together. Gooch get the ball off the back to Winchester. Bit more urgency now from Sunderland. Now, Matete now tackles Lee. He's done well, Matete. Gets it on to Broadhead. Broadhead now out quickly to Gooch. Gooch down the right hand, looks up, and now decides to take this on inside himself on his left. Slips it into Stewart, who leaves it for Broadhead, but showed too much to Lavelle, who happy to thrash it away and the touch to the far side. A lot better tempo to the game from Sunderland going forward. And now Jamajli now inside to Evans. Evans across to Winchester. Winchester over halfway down this right hand side, taking it on still, leaves it for Gooch on the right, inside for Pritchard, tackled though by Pearce, won back by Gooch to Pritchard, and Pritchard now looking over on the far side for Sirkin. That's too heavy and too hard, and now away it rolls for a throw to Charlton. Nil. Need to freshen things up. Ball headed down and out by Jamajli on the far side. Throw to Charlton. Halfway inside their half on the right hand side. Long one down the line, which Jamajli heads halfway for another throw to Charlton. Lavelle now take the throw now to the home team. Down the line it goes, cut out by Sirkin, and then off Jayasimi for a throw to Sunderland again. Sirkin will take on this far side, back to Majli, and then Matete to Winchester. Winchester up to the halfway line now. Lee gives chase. Winchester still going, laying it off wide to Gooch. Gooch trying to cut inside. He comes down to Porrick, and he's swept through the legs of Dobson, and then shoots too much to Frazier. Winchester now curls it towards the far past the penalty area. Sirkin's header finds Pearce rather than Broadhead, and now drops down to Stewart, getting it back out here to Evans, to Pritchard, and Nigel Winchester. Winchester now shoots, down goes the goalie. Unlucky there for Sunderland. He's trying to get his head in the air of the clearance of the keeper, but it's swept past him. Now round it goes. A throw to Sunderland. Their goalkeeper sounds like delivery. So, a discussion amongst the Sunderland coaches. Winchester down the line, and a bit of tugging by Stewart, but he lets it go out on the right. Plays it from Forrington. A throw to Sunderland again on the right hand side. There's more atmosphere now at the ground. There's more noise. There's definitely more pace. There's more of a tempo to this game at the minute. Flicked on by Stewart. Pace is back. Stays back to the goalkeeper. McDelivery gets it up to the halfway line. Evans nods it down to Sirkin. Forwards to Broadhead. Back to Evans. Lovely ball through to Broadhead. Down the left of the penalty area, but Giles Yasimi gets in the way. Who's defended really well for Charlton. Giles Yasimi. He's really getting the better of the Sunderland forwards and the wingers at the minute. Another Sunderland throw. Sirkin then again to take the throw on the far side. Halfway inside the Charlton half to Pritchard, back to Sirkin on the and then eventually it comes off Sirkin for a throw to Charlton, and eventually it comes off Sirkin. Yeah, throw to Charlton Athletic. Not far short of the hour mark now. 58 minutes nearly played. No goals as yet at the Valley. Sunderland definitely with a better of the chances. Lavelle with a throw down the line again. Headed away by Sirkin. And out for a throw to Sunderland again. Hello, Lee Gardner. Alright, DJ and the lads. Welcome. Any more subscribers? Any new people come to the channel? If you could please hit the subscribe button. Much be appreciated. Thank you very much. I'll be a happy chappy. I'll be chuffed to bits. Sirkin now with his throw on the far side of the foot of the Alan Kirbishley stand. Longish looking for Stewart, and a lot of bodies flinging themselves around. In the end, it's a free kick to Charlton. Just outside the penalty area on the right hand side. So, there's only one team not winning out the top in the playoff positions, and that's Sheffield Wednesday. They are 1-1. MK Dons winning, Oxford winning, Wickham are winning. We need to do the same. But Wright's got it away now, drops for Broadhead. Fouled by Dobson. Free kick to Sunderland. Just inside the Sunderland half, and the referee's urging Goots to pull the ball back a few yards, and it's left by Matete for Winchester to take here. Winchester from the right of midfield inside the Sunderland half. We've waited for everybody to grab, to take up towards the Charlton penalty area, trying to push out, but the ball floats up towards Stewart, drops down over Sirkin's head. Jackie Simi's on his shoulder out on the right hand side of the penalty area, and cleared only as far as Jamajli, who heads this on, hooked in the air by Evans. It's loose for the moment, and then Pearce comes through the middle, and that's a free kick by Stewart and a free kick to Charlton. An hour played, still goalless. And it's Rotherham 1, MK Dons 2. That's crazy. Crew 1, Wickham 2. Leighton Stockley tried to play a 1-2. Tried the left side and a foul by Bailey Wright. Is it? It's a free kick to, despite the pleas of Bailey Wright. Lincoln City 2, Sheffield Wednesday 1. Wow. So Sheffield Wednesday are losing 2-1 against Lincoln City. We need to win this game. We need to get back in this playoff position. As Lee then on the left hand side, Stockley's in there trying to make a nuisance for himself. The ball follows in and it headed just past the post, only inches wide of the left post from Lavelle, and that's all it takes. That's all it takes. The Charlton now is close there of grabbing a goal. It remains 0-0. The goal kick to Sunderland. Played out to Evans. Back to Bailey Wright. Wright swinging it over to the left-hand side. Sirkin takes it down on his chest, plays it behind up to Jamajli. Forward again to Broadhead. And he plays it across to Winchester. Winchester, Stockley, Justin Fockley, Winchester brings it down and through the middle into the centre circle. Out to Evans on the far side. Back to Jamajli. Matete in the middle. Back to Bailey Wright. And Bailey Wright down the right wing looking for Gooch. Parrington now heads it inside to Pritchard. Pritchard back to Winchester. Back again to Bailey Wright on the halfway in the middle. Leaves it now for Jamajli. And then down the left to Evans again. And Evans cuts inside into the middle to Matete. Closed down by Stockley, who made the challenge. And it spins off Stockley for a throw to Sunderland on the far side. 63 minutes and it's still 0-0. Charlton Athletic 0, Sunderland 0 at the Valley. But we're going to leave it for Sirkin to take the throw in. Just inside the Charlton half. Sirkin on halfway then. Tries to find Broadhead. Back to Sirkin. Down the line again. And it goes past Stewart. Away from Pritchard. But Pierce puts it out. As Gate said, 4. Kidderminster. Harriers 0. So Sirkin to take in the 64th minute. We've got to throw in. I think we're going to think about making a sub, I think. Pritchard, Sirkin, here's the cross, toe deep, and Gunter still puts it out behind, and it's a corner to Sunderland. First corner of the second half. Let's make one of these count. Let's have one of these corners come in and let's do some damage here. So brought in the 6-yard box. Pritchard then from the right hand side drives it in low. And Jayasimi gets his foot to it. Out comes to Evans. Back down to Pritchard on the right higher. And Pritchard presses in again. And it bobbles off a couple of heads for Dobson. Heads it out. Lee heads it on. Sirkin heads it back. Stockley gets his head on it. Lee knocks it in the air. Comes down for Pritchard. And Pritchard had to battle here to get it back to right. Matete. Pritchard again. Out to Winchester on the right hand side. Gunter gets in front of him. Winchester that pushes him over, and that'll be a free kick to Charlton Athletic. But our crosses are going to be a lot better. Christ almighty. Winchester's going to get booked if he's not going to be careful here. Winchester's already on, he's on 7 bookings so far, but he's not going to danger. But anyway, there's a change being made by Charlton. Fraser's coming on and Gilby's coming on. Alex Gilby is coming on. Fraser going off. Frisbee, who placed them in the starting lineup today. Gilby, and then the 66th minute. Free kick, which Mick Delivery takes wide on the left of the corner over Purrington's head. Oh, he's battling with Gooch for it. Gooch gets in front of Purrington, back into the middle. Dobson trying to get the better of Pitchard. It drops to Evans, high in the air, up towards the halfway line, headed off Stewart headed by Pearce, and then cleared by Wright, back to Pearce, who heads it on again here, and Gooch battling on the left with Purrington. It goes out for a throw to Charlton. Purrington takes it quickly, nodded through by Burstow to nobody down the left, and the penalty area, and a goal kick. Winchester and Wright arguing amongst themselves. They've got a bit of push and shoving again, the pair of them. Trying to resolve some differences down this right-hand side. Wright still having a word with Winchester. And Wright not happy, Winchester not happy. And a goal kick from Patterson. Hooked on by Scottley. Looking for Burstow. Burstow on the edge of the area. Low shot. Drags it wide. And a goal kick to Sunderland. I think Sunderland now needs to make a substitution. We need to freshen things up. We need something new. We need something different here. Just takes a little break there, like by Charlton. Ball hooked on and he was clear. Yeah, Strike with a bit more experience would have probably scored then. Winchester across to Jamajli now. Jamajli to Sirkin. And 68th minute, and Sirkin's played the ball out, and I think Sunderland just need to freshen things up. And it's a throw to Charlton on the far side. And clock's coming on. 14 people now watching. Thank you very much. Any people new to the channel, if you could please hit that subscribe button. I'd be very happy if you could do that. As a ball played by Stockley up to Patterson. Broadhead might be the player who he's played nearly 70 minutes, and here he is. Broadhead takes his down well, but he's tackled by Jayasimi in the D, and then a free kick for a foul on Gilby, and that'll be a free kick to Charlton Athletic. Clark having some last minute instructions from Alex Neil. I suspect Broadhead will be the player that will come off. He's not done too bad after being out for such a long time. McDelivery will take the free kick. So Nathan Broadhead, number 25. Jack Clark will be coming on. I think he's played a good 69 minutes, Broadhead. He's done well, Broadhead. Being out so long, he's done well. And here's Clark coming. Every time Clark comes on, we have this extra bite. Can we now engineer a goal in this last 20 minutes, Sunderland? Winchester heads it out. Gunter will take this throw down the left for Charlton, just inside the Sunderland half. Matete cut across. Lee knocks the ball out. Throw again to Charlton, which Purrington will take to Lee. Back to Purrington, looking for Burstow, but it's cleared by Evans. Into touch again for another throw, which Purrington will take. Looks for Stockley. Brings it down and Matete heads it on. Pritchard trying to just stab it past Gunter, but Stockley picks up the loose ball and finds Jayasimi. Now Gilby ahead of him. Now the corner of the penalty area. Trying to come past Evans. Gets the ball in here and Burstow can't get his round it. A great block get blocked by the edge of the 6-yard line by Bailey Wright. Out to Dobson. Now on Purrington. Gunter to Lee in the penalty area. He puts the ball in here and a great header away there. Only again by Wright. Out through the middle to Clark. Skips past Dobson an advantage. He was nearly pulled down there by Dobson. Clark still going. Clark still going. Oh. He cannot find the pass for Stewart. And Clark down on his knees at the minute. And it's cleared up to Bairstow. Clark gets back up on his feet. Pulls his socks up. And Charlton here get the ball up to route to try and head it clear. Matete trying to dig it out. Winchester tries to get it away from Bairstow. And it comes back to right. And Clark is okay. Out to Sirkin. The game is definitely getting stretched. Sirkin now. Back to Jamajli. He sweeps it up towards Stewart. And it looked like he had Pierce climbing all over him. But it drops for Clark. Clark then is tripped. And again, no foul, says the referee. Dobson trying to get away from Clark. Pritchard's down on the floor. And the ball back with Evans to Patterson. And Pritchard waving his right hand and lying on his side. Sits up. Pete Brown's coming on to treat him. Does anyone know what's wrong with Defoe? Slight hamstring problem, I think, Lee, apparently. But I think he should be okay for Tuesday. But I think Sunderland are going to make... No, I think Charlton are going to make another substitution. Jonathan Lecco is going to come on. And if I remember well, at the Stadium of Light, he caused us numerous problems, he did. It's coming on for Bairstow. Straight swap. So to the 73rd minute, Charlton 0, Sunderland 0. He's got a bit of pace, he's got a bit of trickery. He's 22 years old at the stadium. He did cause trouble for Sunderland. In the 73rd minute now, Pritchard still being treated. This is destined to end in another draw. If it ends in a draw, we've got to be disappointed, really. We've got to really take this game. We'll have to. 7 of Sunderland's last 10 here at the Valley have been draws. It's 0-0 now in the 73rd minute. Pritchard still getting treatment over on the far side of the pitch. And Norwich 0, Brentford 3. Score correction. Cheltenham 3, Doncaster 0. So Pritchard's still limping. I wonder if Roberts will come on. Pritchard's hobbling. He's got his left leg in the air. He's helped off by Pete Brand here. It's not looking good for Pritchard. He's hopping off. He's got his boot off. He's hopping on. And he's going to be helped off the pitch. And Sunderland will have to have another substitution here. He's been carried off effectively. And there's Embleton coming on. Alex Neil got his arm around Embleton's shoulders. Embleton's going to replace Pritchard. We're never going to see the likes of Roberts. It's a strange one. So let's just hope it's not too bad. Pritchard. Last thing we need is players coming back, and then we're getting good players getting injured and going off at the same time. But the ball's off to the feet now to Anthony Patterson. Quarter of an hour to go at 0-0. This game's here to be won for Sunderland, without a shadow of a doubt. It is frustrating in that sense. Of course it is. Out towards Gooch on the right now. Back here looking for Embleton. Dobson's got it though. And plays it inside for Gunter to play it back up into the Sunderland half. Wright puts it in the air and out. Throw it on the left here for Charlton. Down below, so they're red and white. It's now Lincoln City 3, Sheffield Wednesday 1. Last 10 minutes on. Do we put a Defoe on or do we put a Roberts on? We're struggling to put Defoe on. He's not even on the bench. Absolutely, Defoe won't be coming on. Ha ha ha! So what to do? To put Roberts on? Only choice we've got, really. So Daniel's on the bench. Doyle, Hume, and no Defoe though. Porrington down on the left here to Lecco in the corner. It's on the goal line, and Winchester managed to clear, but the flag is up from the far side, just crept over the line for a goal kick to Sunderland. Side to force, not even on the bench. Questions will be asked. It could be one of the injuries that Alex Neil spoke about. He wouldn't give any names out. He said there was one or two, but I suspect Defoe is one of them. Here's Evans looking for the run down the left wing here now of Clark. Down the left of the penalty area. Into the penalty area. Squares it. Blocked though by Pearce. And Jayasimi trying to get away from Sirkin, who blocks it for a goal kick to Charlton. 77th minute. 0-0. Charlton's just blocking everything that Sunderland's coming forward. Especially Jayasimi. Wolves 0. Crystal Palace 2. Joggled along his 6-yard line. We're to our right in front of the seemingly muted Sunderland fans at the moment. Nothing really much to cheer about. We need a goal. We want a goal. And here's the kick. Over the halfway line down the left. Up over Stockley. And Porrington goes to the right, clash of heads. And right comes off worse. And that Porrington's walked away from this. And Wright's flat out, and Porrington, I just get the sense that had been his head, he'd have been back in there to check Wright was okay. Porrington's calling to him, and it's going to get a yellow card here, Porrington. So the game's gone a bit flat at the moment. Yellow card, third yellow card for Charlton. And it's Portsmouth 4, Accrington 0. They're running riot, they are, Portsmouth. Oxford 4, Burton 1. So they're doing the business and we aren't! Come on, man! Lincoln 3, Sheffield Wednesday 1. So Sheffield Wednesday losing. That's some good news at least. But they've got a game in hand on us as well. Gillingham 0, Bolton 2. Here's Winchester from the free kick from Patterson. Down the right, it's going to come past Lecco. Forwards to Gooch. Battles, turns, spins, keeps the ball in, but plays it inside to Dobson, up towards Stockley here. Jamajli was tugging at the back of his shirt, comes back to Evans, trying to find Matete, stretches, it comes out for Embleton, slipping it through for Stewart. Stewart in the penalty area. Oh, good save by McDelivery, and it wouldn't fall in the path of Clark, but Stewart was through. He put it in the right place. But it was a good save by McDelivery. And that's going to be a free kick as well now to Charlton. Excellent ball. But McDelivery delivers. Unfortunately, he did everything right. It was just... And Clark's going to get a yellow card. First, still 0-0. All the players pretty much in the centre circle for this kick. For McDelivery. Up goes right above Stockley. Up comes Gooch. Comes down for Dobson. Forwards down the left to Porrington. Whistle's blown. And head injury. It's all getting very stop-start at the moment. It's... Who down? Who is it that's down? Is it Stewart now that's down? No, it's not Stewart. No, Stewart standing over whoever it is. Attendance is 13,716 today. 2,702 from Sunderland. 15 people watching. Don't forget, please click the subscribe button if you can. It's free to do so. Thank you very much. Gooch now back on his feet. 81st minute, 0-0. Charlton have had improper coaching about session on the touchline while Gooch has been treated. So another substitute now. Another cameo now appearance from Patrick Roberts. Can we engineer a win in the last 8 or 9 minutes to game? Should a few minutes added on. Drop ball from Porrington for Charlton here. He plays it back to Gunter on the halfway line, wide on the left. Down the left of the penalty area. Lecco trying to get himself in between Winchester and Wright, but it's gone behind for a goal kick. The Sunderland have played all 3 of their substitutes. It's 0-0, and here's Wright at the back. Drives this up to the halfway line, looking for Roberts. Gunter gets it above him, heads it on to Porrington. On to Lecco here in the left-hand side, who turns away from Winchester, but Winchester in the end wins it back with Roberts and for a throw to Sunderland. On the right, inside the Sunderland half. Winchester down the line. Porrington heads it forward. Evans now looks back over the top. Roberts will chase. Headed away by Pearce. Straight to Embleton. Shows too much against the Pearce, who gets it up to Stockland, the halfway line. Evans gets a foot into Stewart. To Roberts down the right end of the penalty area. Roberts dribbling into the box now. Turns it into the 6-yard box. And Pearce clears for Charlton. Out it comes to the corner of the box. And headed on by Porrington. And then Lee gets his head on it. But comes down to Winchester. Back to Evans, now Wright, and now Wright plays it across to Sirkin, just left of the centre circle. Down the left wing to Clark, gets round Jayasimi, and it's going to go out, and it's a throw to Charlton on the far side. Charlton will settle for a point without a shadow of a doubt. If it stays as a draw, it's 2 points dropped for Sunderland without a shadow of a doubt. The chances that we've tried to forge in the first half, but we weren't clinical enough. One cleared off the line in the second half from Sirkin. Stewart was through with a good save by McDelivery. But we'll get a few more opportunities before the end, I'm sure we will. LaBelle hooking this well away. Matete heading it on. Up goes Dobson, heading it back towards halfway. Evans now knocks it down to Sirkin, who's tripped. No, says the referee. And Jayasimi's pulled back by Sirkin. And it's going to be a free kick. And it's going to be a yellow card for Dennis Sirkin. And the remaining minutes are getting a bit scrappy. McDelivery with a free kick for Charlton Athletic. It's 0-0 in the 85th minute. Driven up towards the edge of the area. Evans hooks it clear up to the halfway line and up to the Pearce above Stewart. Drops though for Evans out towards Clark on the halfway line on the left. And now he takes it on down the left. Oh, plays it behind Sirkin. Out for a throw. That's poor. That is poor. That's a poor. That should just be Route 1, that. Throw for Charlton. As the clock's starting to tick away quickly now. It'll be Lavelle who takes it. Bounces away. Down the right wing, Jamajli able to allow it to go out. Takes a quick throw back to Bailey Wright in the middle, who drives this on down the left wing. But Jayasimi, oh, he's got caught. It's nabbed off him by Clark. Clark into the penalty area, turning, behind to Embleton. Embleton Stewart, 18 yards out and blocked by Lee. Comes to Matete and then Roberts. And Roberts now looking to try and chip this in, and it's come up off the boot of Porrington for a corner to Sunderland. Better from Sunderland. We need a good delivery. Get a good delivery in. We've not had any good deliveries from our corners. As the Sunderland fans are urging the players. 86th minute now. We've got to get one of these corners in here. However, Roberts on the right hand side here, and he drives this in, and Jayasimi heads it out. Surprise, surprise, Jayasimi again, but Evans now picks it up to Roberts. Roberts now dribbling in towards the penalty area, and Embleton's cross, and it's headed over by Bailey Wright. He's pinned into the referee. He was pushed, but it'll be a goal kick to Charlton. And the 87th minute, we're running out of time. They will definitely take a 0-0 draw. Up through the centre, Stockley gets his head on it. Bailey Wright heads it away. Clark through to Stewart here. Stewart trying to get it out to Roberts on the right wing, but it's put out by Gunter for a throw to Sunderland on the right hand side. And notice now Stewart has his right wrist, and it's back to Matete. Matete back to right shipping one touch down the left, down the right side of the midfield, looking for Roberts. Is put out for a throw to Charlton, to the frustration now of Sunderland. And the 88th minute, it's looking more and more likely there's going to be 0-0. Oh, that's just shit. This is just shit. Gunter with his throw for Charlton. Down the line it goes. Stockley, right, gets it above Evans. It's jobs for Gilby, who's beaten to it by Clark, by Sercombe. And Sercombe now through the middle now. Still going, tries a shot, comes off Gilby, goes out for a goal corner. And hello to Marion Trowell's welcome. And it's going to go down to take the corner on the left hand side. Got to be a good cross. We need to concentrate here. Good delivery. How many times have we said this? So, this corner now, from the left hand side. Swung in here, headed away though by Stockley. Roberts brings it down. Gilby turns it off him. Roberts tries to get foot to it again. And then Matete catches Gilby, and that's going to be a... Now Gilby's got hold of his boot, trying to pull him back over. Matete's walking away from this. He's now going to be very conscious. You know he's on 9 yellow cards. The referee wants a word. I don't know. Shit. Free kick for Charlton. Still 0-0. And the kick now down the left hand side. Stops it, swings it to Matete. Stops it. Giant Simi cut her by circle up to Stewart. Clark now on the break. Stewart in the middle. Embleton and Roberts getting forward as well. Clark rolling it to Embleton. Embleton into the penalty area and he's right. Oh, saved by the foot of McDelivery. Out to Matete has put it wide. And McDelivery again denying Embleton this time in the last minute. 0-0. I don't know. 5 minutes of added on time. Ah, bloody hell. 5 minutes now. As Jumajli tries to head it on, it's going to be back down now for Evans. But dink over the top, down the right from Roberts to battle here with Harrington. Roberts comes off best but gives the ball straight to Dobson. Dobson trying to get it through to Lecco. Headed up in the air by centre circle. Back to right, headed on by Pearce. Now with Gilby out to Lecco on the right wing. Gets round Serkin, but he's got enough on the touch to take it out for a touchline. Lecco runs back onto it, and now Lecco trying to get around Jamajli, who fouls him, and that'll be a free kick to Charlton. MTB, Chelsea just wrapped up with a win, was praying for Sunderland would cap off a good day for me. Mad moderator, thanks for the stream, DJ. Outside the playoffs, you don't get an injury time winner. Thanks, guys. Thanks, guys. Elliot Lee goes across the far side to take this free kick, and he's not going to be in any heavy to take this at all. It'd be a travesty if Charlton would go and steal and win the game now, wouldn't it? We've got to concentrate here. Lee with his free kick from Charlton on the right. Right on the touchline. Some 15 yards from the corner on the right. Lee's kick into the penalty area and just over the bar from Lavelle's header. Toonboy, Sunderland are a League One club now. Toonboy, we've been a League One club for the last 4 years at the minute. Yeah, Newcastle have got a good win today. They did. They deserved it and they're doing well. They're climbing up that table. Over halfway down the right. And Pearce gets it above Stewart and Stockley hooks it on. Jamajli will nod it back to Patterson. 3 minutes to just on the left now. Jamajli now. Forwards to Sirkin. Sirkin now. Back to Jamajli. It's still in the Sunderland half. He tries to get it down the left wing looking for Clark. Headed away though by Lavelle. And then Stockley gets it head. Comes back into Dobson. Now Gilby. In the air. Comes down for Winchester on the right hand side. Roberts forward. Now Roberts now down the right wing with Winchester on the overlap. Roberts dribbling on here. And Roberts now trying to cut inside from Lee. Plays the ball back to Matete. Into the centre. Evans. And Evans down the left to Clark. Clark down this left wing now. Oh, skips round him and out the end of the penalty area. It slips it through here. A block and then another goal kick for Charlton. It's going to be 0-0. Of course it is. Michael Fullthorpe, thanks for the stream, Mucker. Shame about the result. Any new people, please click the subscribe button. Thank you. I'll be chuffed to bits. Anthem Mackham says it's ending 0-0. Of course it is. Absolute shite. I'm not happy with the point. Oh, fucking hell's bells. Are we going to spend another year in this division? As Carlisle have beaten Oldham by 2-1. Great win for Carlisle. Headed on now by Parrington and out for a throw to Sunderland on the right hand side. 1 minute and 15 seconds left of this 5 left. And Winchester with his throw on halfway on the right hand side to Matete on the halfway line, but a foot in from Lee to Stockley as tackled by Wright, fouled by Wright, says the referee. For fuck's sake. Silly free kick for Charlton. Oh, for fuck's sake, son, this is shite. Absolute shite. Ah. Yeah, I don't know. "30 seconds left. That'll be it, like. There's no way. Free kick for Charlton. Thanks again, DJ. Brilliant commentary as usual, mate. Thanks, Lee. Thanks. Sorry about the result. It looks like it's going to be 0-0. It's shit. Lee with the free kick, dinks it up into the penalty area. Comes down for Stockley and has stretched Lavelle out and got his left foot, and he would have been offside anyway. And that's going to be it. That'll be it. Oh, for fuck's sake, man. Into the 6 minute of time by it on now. The minute the goalkeeper's kicked it out, that's going to be it. Thanks everybody for tuning in today. I do appreciate it. As the whistle blows here at the Valley, and it does indeed end 0-0. And as far as I'm concerned, that just isn't good enough. That is definitely more points thrown away. Absolutely shite. We weren't clinical. We were just We're never going to score in a month of Sundays. Never going to score in a month of Sundays. I was just absolute wankersaurus. Michael Fullthorpe, feel your pain, mate. Yeah, I know, shite. The Mad Moderator, enjoy the rest of your weekend, everybody. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in, and I'll be doing a review for this shit show once again, because it has been pretty much diabolical. Absolutely awful. I don't bloody know. Absolutely terrible. So, thanks again, once again, and we will catch you